Hard rock minerals are scarce and can be very difficult to find. You can spend millions of dollars just trying to find deposit. Only 1 in 1,000 deposits could actually become a mine someday. You have to do a lot of searching over a lot of ground to find these minerals. And that's one of the reasons the mining law is set up the way it is, to allow miners to go onto federal lands to look. Otherwise, nobody would be out there doing it. When it comes to the mining industry, finding those minerals is so difficult. It is not the same for oil and gas, where the deposits are bigger, more well-known, more data is available about them. The upfront investment dollars aren't required for most of those projects. Those investment dollars for sure are required for the mining industry, because you could be looking for microscopic deposits. As the mining law was written, there is no imposition of a royalty from production on federal lands. I think there's a key distinction between net and gross royalties. And that distinction is that a net approach actually incentivizes development of mining projects on federal lands. And that's because it is a profitability-based approach. So when profits are up, the federal government's take is up. When profits are down, you don't have to worry that you'd be paying royalties in a situation where you have no profit whatsoever. Gross, on the other hand, you're going to be paying those royalties regardless of whether there's any profit coming out of the project. And therefore, it disincentivizes people to actually do the investment in the first place. So currently, when you look at federal and state taxes and the percentage that mining companies pay, it's about 40%, sometimes more, which keeps us in the range of other countries that we compete with for investment dollars. If you add a punitive royalty on top of that, you're going to drive investment dollars away from the United States, which is going to have incredible impacts for our already insecure mineral supply chains. There are many that allege because the mining law itself doesn't have any environmental provisions, that means the mining industry, including mining on federal lands, is unregulated. You have to look at all the environmental laws that have come into place since the late 60s, early 70s, and beyond that apply to mining, just like they apply to all other modern industries. The Clean Water Act, the Clean Air Act, the Safe Drinking Water Act, the Resource Conservation and Recovery Act, the National Environmental Policy Act, the Endangered Species Act, and so many more, and those are just on the federal level. It doesn't seem to make a lot of sense to design an environmental law that applies to one industry when we have these broader laws that do the same thing. We have options here. We can make changes that improve the processes for mining here in the United States, that promote and facilitate environmentally sustainable, sound, and safe mining. We have gone forward as an industry, not backwards when it comes to environmental protection. There have been numerous technology improvements in the way people mine, best management practices used by operations on the ground to ensure that environmental protection remains in place.